I want to let you know that Donald Trump may have violated federal law, according to Dr. Ben Carson. I told you that Dr. Ben Carson recently endorsed Donald Trump's presidential candidacy. It's bizarre since Carson said during the campaign that no one should vote Trump. He appears somewhat less than enthusiastic about the decision. Ben Carson recently saying, listen, if it's a bad choice to make Donald Trump our president, it's only 4 years after all. I'll also remind you that Donald Trump suggested Ben Carson might be pathological like a child molester during campaign. Somehow Carson has endorsed Trump. But we found out at least one of the real reasons for the bizarre endorsement, and it could be a violation of federal law. Ben Carson was being interviewed by Newsmax TV. By the way, if you've never seen Newsmax TV, it's nuts. Okay, I mean, it's as crazy as you could imagine. And Ben Carson admitted that Donald Trump did offer him a position. It is, of course, against federal law to offer positions in exchange for endorsements. Let's take a look at Ben Carson's own words.
Right. Now, I do believe, and certainly in my discussions with Donald Trump, he does love America.
Right.
And he does want to be successful. And he will surround himself with very good people.
And will one of them be Dr. Ben Carson?
I will be doing things as well, yes.
In the administration?
Certainly in an advisory capacity.
That's been determined? When you sat down with him, that was discussed?
Yes.
And you want to tell us, would it be advisory towards medicine, towards education?
Well, you know, we haven't hammered out all the details, but it is very important, you know, that we work together to save this country.
Is it a cabinet position, sir?
Again, I'm not going to reveal any details about it right now because all of this is still very liquid.
Federal law expressly prohibits candidates from not only directly promising positions, but even indirectly promising positions. Let's take a look, Lewis, at the promise of appointment by candidate federal law. Whoever being a candidate directly or indirectly promises or pledges the appointment or the use of his influence or support for the appointment of any person to any public or private position or employment for the purpose of procuring support, read an endorsement, in his candidacy shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And if the violation was willful, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned no more than 2 years or both. The Trump campaign did not immediately respond to a Think Progress inquiry about whether such an illegal offer was made to Ben Carson. Ben Carson says it was, so Trump either has to admit he did make an illegal offer or call Ben Carson a liar. Trouble. I think Trump will be fine.
Yeah, I don't predict that this will be... well, first of all, Trump needs to win, and then he needs to keep his promise. And so a lot can change.
Well, but this is a law about the promise, not about the actual act of giving the buddy-buddy position. The mere promise is what is against the law.
Well, Carson's language was ambiguous,
Of
right?
course.
I
Trump
think
could
that
say,
was
listen, I
deliberate.
didn't promise it. What I said is, when good people support me, I then really take seriously the evaluation of whether they would be an independently sourced and researched good position for, you know, I mean, you can word it in a way where it is not actually illegal by the letter of the law.
Right.
It's very obvious what's going on here, isn't it?
But this is the type of thing that happens behind closed doors all the time. So
Of course.
it's just strange that they were open about it, considering that you're supposed to keep this quiet.
Yeah,
And so
Carson
while-
apparently naive and like, yeah, I was promised a position, sure.
Right. Now, everybody does this, and we know it. And it's you just got to keep it on the DL. Ben Carson, shame on you.
So obviously it's not, I mean, we know that these candidates break federal law all the time. In fact, I would be shocked if Donald Trump was the only guy who has broken federal law so far. I would be shocked if anybody hasn't broken federal law so far during this campaign.
Yeah, pretty much every candidate. I mean, there are so many, even minuscule finance laws and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everyone has.
Gamefly is sort of like Netflix for video games. They have over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price. There's never any due dates or late fees. and our audience can get a free 30-day trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included. There's no contracts, and you can rent games through the mobile app. Get the free 30-day trial for the David Pakman Show audience and support our show by going to gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.